Yo, what's good? What's good? Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, freedom fighters. I am, unfortunately, I'm in downtown Atlanta right now because I just, my daughter's in a concert. So, you know, I had to make sure they got in the building, make sure they got in. And now I'm waiting for them to get done. Hopefully it happens soon. So, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, man. I do not like Atlanta. I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyway, I wanted to touch on something real quick about this whole Kamala Harris situation. What I haven't heard anybody point out. You know, yes, everyone's talking about cackling Kamala's little accent. You know what I'm saying? Where she was at a rally or something and she's talking about 60, she was in Detroit and she's using her, you know, she's using her black scent, right? She's using her black scent in Detroit, but she's talking regular in Pennsylvania. So, you know, we know that she be doing a code switch. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she had something in her throat in Detroit and then it cleared it by the time she got to Pennsylvania, right? Yes, everyone's talking about the black scent. Everybody's talking about her throwing it on, right? Everybody's talking about the collard greens. Everybody's talking about that. But here's what I'm not hearing anybody talk about. Why are we not talking about the 64-day thing, right? Oh, we just got 64 more days. Oh, yes, sir. We got 64 more days. Yep, we just got to make it 64 more days. Well, camel toe. You know, it's funny because she's acting like it's 64 more days of someone else's administration. When we know good and well, it's 64 more days of the Biden-Harris administration. Kamala is trying to separate herself from this administration. And what does that tell you as a statist? What does that tell you? That tells you that she knows that the past 3 years have been a disaster. And so she's trying to separate herself, talking about we got 64 more days. 64 more days of the Biden-Harris administration. Yes. You were number 2 in this last administration. So why are we acting like you got 64 more days left of somebody else's bullshit when it was also your bullshit? You understand what I'm talking about? It is also Kamala Harris's bullshit. So if we have to make it 64 more days, you had something to do with us not, we can't wait for these 64 days to be up. And so let's say we make it 64 more days. What changes in 64 more days? What changes in 64 more days? Because the election's in 64 more days, but this administration is not over until January 20th. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? 64 more days until the election. And if Kamala Harris is elected, right? Let's say Kamala Harris gets elected. If Kamala Harris gets elected, what does that mean? Well, that means that it's going to be over 1,000 more days. 1,000 more days when she gets elected, y'all. When she gets elected, She gonna say, oh my goodness, over 1,000 more days of the same shit. And what happens if Trump becomes president? Well, if Trump becomes president, it's going to be over 1,000 days of a different type of bullshit. It's going to be 64 more days, or 100, over 1,000 more days of Trump's bullshit. Make no mistake, a lot of bullshit happened under Trump's watch. He signed a bill into law with over $6 trillion in spending. $6 trillion that we could not afford in response to a pandemic that never existed. Right? $6 trillion. And that was just the first bill. What else did he do? Operation Warp Speed. What did that bring about? That brought about the hokey pokey, right? The hokey pokey, you know, the thing where you get, you know, the thing, right? The thing that I can't say out loud in this live stream. He brought about Operation Warp Speed. Yeah, that was Trump, ostensibly. That's what they want you to believe, right? The powers that be, the elite bankers. Quantitative easing, dropping the interest rate to zero, all these things, all the printing of the money, right? All the printing of the money. But he had a plan though, right? He printed all that money, but he was able to get the Keystone pipeline cracking. He got a lot of offshore drilling cracking. He brought more energy independence to the United States. Ostensibly. Reese's peanut butter cup. Sure. I don't understand. I don't understand why I'm getting so inundated with trolls. I used to like those till I got the teeth messed up. Yeah, a lot of things can mess your teeth up. Heck, this year Trump wants more immunity for cops. Yeah, that's a problem. How would it, more immunity? More immunity. They need more immunity. See, that's the thing, y'all. In this left-right paradigm, either option is a fucked option. Both options are, so let's say, you got the left-right paradigm. You got to choose between the two. So, you're still going to be bent over. Right? The only difference between the left and right is, do you want me to spread the left ass cheek or the right ass cheek? Either way, you still getting the shaft. You understand what I'm talking about? The left-right paradigm is about spreading the left cheek or the right cheek. Yes, it's nasty as hell, right? That's a very nasty image. Well, that's what is going on. That's what's going on, right? This is part of the game, shouter. This is part of the game, man. You know, it's part of the game. Trump can save your life. Sure, light free. Sure he can. See, this is the problem. This is the problem we're having. How come no one's talking about how high the rent is and the red tape that it takes to get an apartment these days? That's a good point. This is what I suggest. If you're trying to rent, find you a Venezuelan gang. Get like 3 of them. They're going to be well armed. Get you 3 well-armed Venezuelan gang members. And if you want an apartment, just take 3 armed Venezuelan gang members, and go to that apartment building. You ain't gonna have no problems. You'll stay there for free. Yeah, you'll stay there for free. Yep. And you know, it's funny because these Venezuelan gang members are robbing, they're robbing liquor stores and just broad daylight out in the open. They tried to, flag down a school bus to hijack the school bus, even though the left media is trying to say that they weren't sure if they were actually trying to hijack the bus, or maybe they thought they can get a ride. In '94, what happened in '94? Jaime Espinosa, Ducky Momo, military grade what? To your point, Snap, both sides are nasty, for the lack of better. Exactly. The left cheek is gonna get spread, or the right cheek is gonna get spread. Either way, you get in the shaft, buddy. You get in the shaft. Guns. What about them? Military guns. What? Dodge says, fuck going on. You know that? Let me show that. Well, I'm just talking about how Kamala Harris is talking about 64 more days. We just got to make it 64 more days, as though it's not 64 more days of her and Joe Biden. She acting like it's just Joe Biden. She acting like, oh, this election's coming up. We got 64 more days to find out who we gonna be free from Joe Biden from, or who's gonna free us from Joe Biden. Motherfucker, you was with Joe Biden. It was funny. Kamala called out Joe for being racist. Talk about Strom Thurmond and all this, and the other guy that he spoke at his funeral. I forgot his name. Maybe it's the same person. It doesn't matter. Kamala Harris calls him out for being a racist, and then runs for president with him. Runs on his ticket. That should tell you how full of shit these people are, right? I work hard and have a home while all you party. I made a career. What is you talking about, Jaime? Yeah, you go to jail, you can stay there for free. Wow. Yeah. The end is nigh, says AAA Market. American military nor concerned about Venezuelan gangs. Military members have to get orders. They have to follow orders. 22 Roman, nope, I am not. Unfortunately, I'm in Atlanta. Fortunately, I'm in Atlanta. You are not safe anymore. Thank you, Earl Grey. I appreciate that. Yes, 22 Roman. I got the troll. The trolls is out the yin yang. I don't know what the hell's going on. Criminal Crip gang here. 22 Roman, you a clown. You a fool. You a fool for that one. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. It has been my channel. I don't know what is going on with my channel. All of a sudden, they're allowing me to get views and allowing me to go out in the algorithm out of nowhere. I don't understand what's going on. But of course, with more views comes more of the trolls. So I don't know. If I hear someone is racist, I don't care. The word been played out. Well, Life Free, it's just about understanding what racism is. What's racist and what's not, right? How does it really affect you? How does it really affect you? That's how I look at it. Ducky Momo says, Life Free, you might want to look up Fast and Furious Eric Holder. Yes, that was the ultimate crime. See, these motherfuckers. I was just talking to somebody at work today. We were talking about Camel Toe Harris and about when she was attorney general in California and a prosecutor or whatever the case may be. We were talking about the inmate, the death row inmate that had information. She had information on this death row inmate that would see him free because he was exonerated. And she was forced to release him via the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court had to intervene and make her release him, right? And then not only that, she did hold inmates beyond their sentence so that she could force them into labor. That's called slavery. It's kidnapping, false imprisonment, and slavery. She should be in jail right now. Kamala should actually be in jail because she committed crimes. She committed crimes against humanity. Remember US 18 US Code 241 and 242. That's exactly what she did to those people. To the exoneree, the death row inmate, that should have been released. He was this close to being executed. This close. And then you got the inmates that she made stay beyond their sentence so they can fight forest fires. That's slavery. That's slavery. Somebody pointed out the 13th Amendment. No, the 13th Amendment does not apply if you're holding someone beyond their sentence. They're supposed to be done. The 13th Amendment doesn't apply. She should be in jail. All these motherfuckers should be in jail. Trump should be in jail for Operation Warp Speed, bringing about that hokey pokey that has caused so much harm to so many people all across the world, all around the world. All around the world. People getting that jab, people getting the poke, people dropping dead, young kids, young athletes out here just dropping like flies. To this day, like, you don't know what the latency is, right? We don't know what the latency is. Some people could be more immediate with others. It could take months, years. You don't know what's in this shit, y'all. Don't y'all know what is in this hokey pokey? It's not a so-called V word. It is, they call it software. Software, that's what they call it. This is what they're putting in your body. It's going into your cells. And allegedly is giving instructions to your RNA to create so your cells can create something that it was never meant to create. And these things are going all over your body, causing inflammation. But what is it supposed to do? It's supposed to prime your immune system to fight this shit. But what it's doing is causing inflammation. This is what it's doing. That was Donald Trump. AAA Market. I appreciate that the encouragement, son, buddy. Snap. David is Satan, fascism, and Satanism. Let's move on. I'm gonna be in NC before I'm hitting the Philippines for a year. Okay. You're always going back to the Philippines. I ain't mad at you, brother. Gandhi, what kind of name is that? I don't know why it's just so clear to us. People want to be, they're comfortable in their illusion. They're comfortable in their illusion. They're comfortable in the illusion of freedom. They're comfortable in the illusion of being protected and served by the government. You definitely will sniff Make America Britney. These trolls. Who am I voting for? I don't vote. I don't vote. 718 Stan. Jeff Ison. Get a job, he says. Okay. You gonna give me a job? I'm Hispanic from 80 to the almost 2000. You were Spanish from 80 to 2000. So you were Spanish for 20 years. What are you now? I was called a wetback. Didn't use that as an excuse. Okay. Good for you, buddy. You were Hispanic for 20 years, from 1980 to 2000. What did you change to? Are you a tranny? You're a trans what? What race did you trans to? Jaime. 22 Roman says it's extortion. Absolutely. That's what they do. John A says Trump should be in jail, is what I heard. Yeah. They all should be in jail. They all should be in jail. Yeah, the Frosty, he should be in jail as well. Any government official that has anything to do with writing laws that the people are forced to adhere to are criminals. Any politician or government official or bureaucrat that that forces you to consent to be governed even when you don't want to are criminals. Anybody that violates 18 U.S. Code 241 and 242 are criminals and should be jailed. Yes. So 18 U.S. Code 241 is conspiracy to deprive rights of the individual, right? To deprive individual rights. Basically, if under the color of law, a government person, whether it be a cop, anywhere from a cop to a goddamn president, conspires to remove your rights under the color of law, meaning they're using the law to violate your rights, right? They're making shit up. They're using their authority, their so-called authority, to violate you, to violate your rights. They can be imprisoned for like 1 year. But, and that's just conspiracy. They could be in prison for 1 year. And 18 U.S. Code 24, well, also actually, if that conspiracy to deprive an individual of their rights results in the false imprisonment or kidnapping of that person, and it's not just rights, it's also privileges. Privileges is outlined in this U.S. Code. So privileges are rights. So when they tell you, oh, driving is a privilege, not a right, you have a right to privileges. Privileges are rights. And this is outlined in 18 U.S. Code 241 and 242. So if this conspiracy results in you being kidnapped, falsely imprisoned, or harmed or assaulted in any way, the person that violated this U.S. code can be put to death. Think about it. How many politicians, police officers, senators, congresspeople have violated this U.S. code? Am I back? You guys lost sound? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Rona, why are you already putting a 1? Before I said, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. CGJ. Raymond says nope. Okay. So you heard the question. He just being a smart ass. Got it. So, like I was saying, y'all, how many politicians and police officers have violated this 18 U.S. Code 241? Not really police officers. They don't actually conspire. They just commit. So then there's 18 U.S. Code 242, where it talks about actually violating someone's rights. So there's something in place for the person that conspires to violate somebody's rights, like the people that make the laws that violate your rights. And then there's the enforcer that actually carries out the violation. Yeah. 18 U.S. Code 241, 18 U.S. Code 242. Look that up. 22 Rona, what is CGJ? Oh, can't guard J? Okay, I got it. John A says, hey, I had 52 people. Yeah, I got a phone call. It's all good. My wife called me. What's your favorite thing about streaming and how has it changed your life? My favorite thing about streaming is just spreading information, getting information out there, connecting dots, allowing, people being able to hear me connect dots and put things together, just talking about what's going on in the world and being able to share You know, being able to share with like-minded people and not like-minded people. You know, it's pretty good. It's pretty dope. Mr. Wonderful asks where I'm at. I am in Atlanta right now. I'm in Atlanta. This is like downtown Atlanta. 22 Rome says, if you black, you need to quote that. Then they will back off if you smart. Quote what? Am I white or Mexican? I'm neither, Tuzo. I'm neither white or Mexican. I'm a black man. Nope, not Mexican. No habla español. 22 Roman says I'm a breath of fresh air. I appreciate that, bro. Jay with open eyes was good. You just moved from Atlanta. Where? Well, I ain't gonna ask exactly where you went. You still in Georgia though, right, Jay? Easy says Jesus loves me. I appreciate that. Georgia voted for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why? Well, I mean, Georgia's a red state. Black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, same shit. What brings me down? Well, my daughters are at a concert. So I let them go into their little concert. Now I'm waiting for them to get done so I can make sure I ain't got to kill nobody when they're done. Rasta Bomba Clock. Yeah, still GA, just further south. Not far from the 40 minutes. Okay, in Stockbridge. Okay. Stockbridge. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm glad you got out of Atlanta, bro. Atlanta ain't shit. Bert says, what's the official U.S. language? Well, it's supposed to be English. Bert asks, oh, that's the question. Yes, still, okay. I appreciate you, 22 Roman. He finds me radical but logical. Of course I got the Thule. Always. Always got the Thule. I was surprised about how far I could get it. Because I didn't go all the way in. I'm not interested in hearing that girl sing, whatever that girl's name is. I crack you up. And you have a 23-year-old daughter? Yeah, mine's not quite that old yet. I appreciate that, G5 Carolina. Bert, nope. We don't got one. A nation of immigrants, baby. Well, yeah, technically, yeah. It's a nation of immigrants, but, it's still English, right? It's still English for the most part. It's good to learn other languages though. It's good to learn. You gotta know what these motherfuckers talking about, because you never know what they talk about behind your back. You gotta be able to pop up on them like, I heard you, motherfucker, in their language. Peter says, God bless me. Thank you. Now El Cug gets down. Jose Mendoza was good. Yeah, it's honestly best for me not to be in ATL no more. Too much wild shit. I miss it still, just because of the people I knew and the moments, but I risked getting into enough trouble. I know it's better for me. Yeah. I don't like Atlanta, personally. Yeah, just too much shit going on the same reason I don't like LA. The same reason I don't like Charlotte now. Charlotte just turned to trash over the last 2 years. I like Charlotte. When I first got out here to South Carolina, Charlotte was pretty dope. No, I did not see the Ravens choke yesterday. I am not that much into football anymore. I stick to boxing. I stick to boxing and Muay Thai because, it's just easier to keep up with. It's easy to keep up with. Okay, Snap. Niggas amazingly not surprised because all government plots tested on us. Yeah. All Who? Jose Mendoza says goofy ass lames. I don't know who he's talking about, but it is what it is. John A says snap. I lived in South Carolina for 1 year. Southern food is bomb. Yeah. Why'd you leave South Carolina? I'm thinking about leaving it too, if I have to. I'm tired of people moving out here and bringing that bullshit. You left where you left from for a reason. Don't bring that bullshit. Don't bring that bullshit from Chicago, LA, New York. Don't bring that shit down here. G5 Carolina says I'm in South Carolina. That's what's up. I probably could have guessed that. That's what's up, man. I like South Carolina. It's just the area we moved to. When we moved there, it was nice. It was nice and rural. It wasn't all the way rural. It was kind of like in the middle. Wasn't a lot of people there, you know. It's still quiet and it's still rural to a degree. But now I don't know what it is, man. Like as soon as we got there, everybody and their mama started to wanting to move to the area I'm in. And it's like, man, can y'all not come here? Go to Charlotte. Let me tell y'all, if you are thinking about leaving your state, don't come to South Carolina. Go to North Carolina, go to Georgia. Leave South Carolina, leave Tennessee alone, because I'm thinking about maybe doing something with Tennessee. Michael Vincent says Atlantic City. That's what's up. New Jersey. 22 Roma, I try to stay thought-provoking, man. You know, what do I think about Fulio death? I don't know. I mean, he's a rapper, right? A lot of rappers dying. Could be a lot of ritualistic shit going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of wild people out here just going crazy. Just wilding out. Just being stupid. I don't think I'm gonna watch the new Beetlejuice. I think I'm gonna wait for it to come out on Amazon or wherever the fuck. I'm hearing it's pretty trash, so I don't want to go and be disappointed because as an '80s baby, you know, I grew up I was born in 1980. You know, I grew up on shit like Beetlejuice, Monster Mash, goddamn, just movies like that. You know, Kissed by a Vampire, all that type of shit. You know, it's corny now, but don't modernize it and make it corny still. Are you going to watch? Okay, you already know what they say because of the mass shing. Now OFC, they're pushing for. Of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah. Of course they are. But that's all. That's all they do. That's their only response. Snap, there's a lot of Chinese here. You like them? Okay. All right. That's why you're going to the Philippines, right? Jose Mendoza says tapping in from California. That's what's up. I used to live in California. Got the fuck up out of there. Am I a skeptic? You're a Taoist? Okay. I stay a skeptic. That's why I do what I do. That's why I come on here and say the things that I say. I stay skeptical until I see some shit for myself. It's like the self-cleaning over in the hoods. Young kids are stupid. Absolutely. I left Charleston because my lady broke up with me. Shit happens. Yep. Shit happens. Got to move on. Nobody's talking about what, Bert? Why Canelo stay ducking the greats? Because he feels like at this point in his career, he can do what the fuck he want to do. I just retire, motherfucker. Retire. If you're not gonna fight the people that we want you to fight, retire. I'm getting tired of this shit. Don't nobody want to see him fight Berlanga. I don't. I don't. I don't. But you know, at the end of the day, y'all, man, there are a lot of distractions going on, and this dog and pony show known as the election cycle is just another distraction. Well, the real agenda will not be fully realized until it's too late. And I already told you guys about all the people they let come over here from the border, over the border, right? All the border hoppers, not just Hispanics and all that. I'm talking about just the other motherfuckers, right? From across the Atlantic, from countries that don't like us. They don't like us. They don't like us. They're coming over here, and it's gonna start getting real. It's already getting real. Look at Denver, Colorado. Look at Aurora, Colorado. I don't know why Colorado. I know it's one of the sanctuary states. But I don't understand. Like California, you would think California would be a lot more active, and it might be. California might be a lot more active. And let's not forget your boy Governor Newsom's giving all this free shit to the immigrants. To the immigrants, right? Let's not forget that. So there is a reason for them motherfuckers to go over there. And it might be worse in California than in Colorado, but for some reason they're focused on Colorado. New York. New York is another sanctuary state. Georgia has sanctuary cities. Like, I forgot what the city was, where Lincoln, what's her name? I forgot her name. Forgive me. Forgive me. Oh, shit, what was her name? Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley, the city she's from. The city that she lived in, she was going to college, and she got murdered by one of these cats that came from, that got arrested and released in New York for doing something to a child. This is what they're doing. And they expect you to believe that Kamala Harris getting in office is going to change that. No. She she is part of the people. She is one of the people that wants this to happen. 22 Roman says Mexicans own Cali. Yeah, that might be why. That might be a reason too. The Venezuelan gangs might not want to fuck with California because of that. You know, they don't want to get into it. You know, they got the Marastuche or MS-13 as well, but they're not as deep in California. Like MS-13 likes to, they really like all over different states. Who should Tank fight? John A says Tank should fight Devin Haney. Tank should fight Shakur Stevenson. Tank should fight Lomachenko. Tank should fight. That's who he needs to fight. Devin, Shakur, Lomachenko. Those are the only people I'm interested in seeing him fight. I don't want to see him fight Ryo, which they're saying that he's not going to fight Ryo anymore. I just don't want to see that. Ernesto Garcia says, am I in Denver? No, I'm not. Erica says she's already in office. I don't know why she speaks like she. That's what I said in the beginning. I said, she's talking about 64 more days. We just got to make it 64 more days. Woman, this is your shit. This is 64 more days of your shit. You and Biden. And I already did a video debunking the myth and the bullshit narrative that vice presidents don't do nothing or can't do anything. They damn sure can. Dick Cheney is the perfect example of a vice president that can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Dick Cheney basically ran the Bush administration. Like, Dick Cheney was the one. Understand? But they want you to believe that vice president. Come on, miss me with that bullshit. Miss me with that bullshit. Some are more active openly, and some are more active under the scenes or behind the scenes. She already, okay, snap, knock off. What about an apartment building 22? Ronan. Tom McGuire says, where is Melania filling out a prenup? And she's talking to Stormy Daniels. Interesting. 22 Roman says Loma first. I don't, yeah, because he's older. Maybe. Maybe because he's older. That might be the way to go. Loma, then Shakur, then Devin. That's going to be a big fight. You know, that because Devin's going to fight Liam Paro in Australia. He's going to whoop Liam Paro's ass. It's going to be a tough fight for Devin, though. That's going to be a tough one. That is going to be a tough fight. Because Liam Paro he's got some skills. He's pretty damn good. Like, he embarrassed the shit out of fucking Subriel Matisse. So that's going to be interesting. So Tank should fight Loma. Well, Loma ducked. So the next person he should be trying to fight is Shakur Stevenson. And then after that, if Loma comes around, fight Loma. And by that time, maybe Devin will have unified. Maybe he'll get his WBC belt back. I don't know. I don't know how the WBC is going to act. You know, when Devin tells him, look, I'm trying to unify. Have a unification bout with Liam Paro. Then maybe they'll take him out of recess and give him his belt back. Then he can unify those two belts and then go get one more. Or maybe even T.O. get undisputed. Get undisputed. And then get undisputed at 140. And then have Tank go up to 140 and fight Devin. Yes, I'm talking about boxing for a hot second. I like boxing. Haney can tactically beat everybody is if he stays to his game plan, if he sticks to what he knows he can do. If he sticks to boxing, Devin can whoop on everybody if he wants to. He'll be a very tough person to beat. Still expected us to pay as if the tax dollar isn't us paying. It is. That I'm glad you understand that, Erica and Tomez. Everything the government does costs us money. Everything. Every time a government. So let's say you work for the government. If you work for the government, you're costing us money. Every time you do something. Every time you step in that goddamn building, wherever you at. As soon as you walk in there and breathe air, because guess what? The building has to be powered. The building has to run AC. You know what I'm saying? So you're using our tax dollars. Just the government existing is just draining the people. Draining our time and laboring energies. And printing money. Now the Federal Reserve is doing that, but at our behest, thanks to the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. You like boxing? I like boxing too. I like to box and Muay Thai. I'm really thinking about getting into some jiu-jitsu just to have that, you know, under my belt, at least for takedown defense. I know some takedown defense. I know quite a bit of takedown defense, but I want to know more. I want to know more of the guards, and I don't necessarily want to stay on the ground with anybody. I want to be able to break free and get up. But, you know. Bert says that's a false story. What is a false story? Mike Pence, Dick Cheney, and Mitt Romney are not voting for Donald Trump. What does that tell you, America? Well, we know why Mike Pence ain't voting for Trump. The same reason he's not his running mate. And we know Mitt Romney is a rhino, right? From the statist mind state. Y'all know I'm not a statist. Like, all that shit's bullshit. Like, they're all in it together. Mike Pence, Dick Cheney, Mitt Romney, they all hang out with Trump. Trust and believe that. They all have the same special interest groups that give them money. They all get paid by the bankers. They're all influenced by them. See, when I talk about the banks controlling everything, It's not because they're giving orders. No, they're paying these people to make certain to pass certain laws and make certain actions in their favor. In their favor. And what our politicians, right? What the president, all these people, what they understand is that we don't have, our dollar is not very powerful. Not without OPEC. Not without the petrodollar being in place. Well, that's being threatened right now. That's being threatened. That's why they need to drill, baby, drill. That's why they need energy independence. Because they wouldn't have to rely on OPEC anymore for their petrodollar to be strong. They'll have their own oil. And not only that, they need war. They need war. They need war. Because in order to maintain, because even if we can use all the oil in America that we have. We can drill all the oil we can. But that's still not going to knock out that multi-trillion-dollar debt we have, right? The deficit. It's in the 20 trillions or something like that. So they need to be able to get resources from other countries. They need to have access. Funny thing is, you talking like De La Hoya and Dana White are best friends. Who is Andre? I didn't mention De La Hoya and Dana White. What? I look a little like Gene Barallo. Who is that? I don't know that person. Two-party system makes people think they have a vote, but we really don't. No, we don't. The only thing we're doing when we vote, Erica and Tomez, the only thing we're doing when we vote is we're submitting to the system. We're letting them know that they have our continued consent to vote, to control us. That's all we're doing. When we vote, we're letting them know, hey, we consent to you governing us. It lets them know that, okay, especially if they get 150 million people out to vote, they won. They know they got another 4 years to do what the fuck they want before we wake the fuck up. It's crazy. That's why their focus is not on who voted for who, how many people voted for Trump, or how many people voted for Kamala. Their focus is on how many people came out to vote, period. How many people did they fool into giving up their consent? Every time you vote, you are submitting. You're giving yourself over. That's all you're doing. Twenty Roma says I'm the greatest neighbor. You funny. Bro wants to pay tariffs. Okay, tariffs helped. Tariffs helped. Trump had China paying tariffs. Trump had Mexico paying tariffs and all these other importers. Yeah, it helps the economy. It helps knock down the debt. I ain't mad at it. Name a centralized government that is successful. There isn't one. And what's your definition of success? See, that's the key. Because for us, the centralized government of the United States of America is not successful. But for the people running the central government of the United States of America, it is successful. You understand? Keeping us in the state of sheepiness, keeping us slept, keeping us from being so-called woke, right? Keeping us coming out to vote, pushing the vote. That, you just need to go out and vote, go out and vote, go out and vote. Believe in the system, because you're telling them that you believe in the system when you vote. Oh, somebody's talking to Bert. Bert going in, huh? 2008 was a slap in the face. Bailed all those. That's what I talked about. That was a slap in the face. One of the first things Obama did was bail out the banks. He could have bailed out the homeowners that were forced into foreclosure. He could have bailed them out. He could have bailed out the people that got laid off, all the layoffs. He could have did all that. He could have bailed them out. But what did he do? He bailed out the bankers. And these bankers, these CEOs, these executives at these banks were getting bonuses in the tens of millions of dollars. But you bail out the banks when you could have bailed out the people. You used our money to bail out the banks who were committing predatory practices against the people you're getting the money to pay them with from. This is a vicious cycle. Heavyweight boxing champion is a real shame. Not in the U.S. Yeah, well. U.S. heavyweight boxing has been trashed for a minute, yo. Real talk. Who do we have? Wilder? I mean, that's it. Wilder had to carry America on his back as a heavyweight. Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat. I think I had it on mute. Yeah, I had it on mute. I don't know how I hit the mute button, but I had it on mute. I had it on mute, man. I know, right? I'm making this look bad, for sure. Yeah, I got to do better. Juliana Alves says, I'm too dumb. Absolutely, I'm too dumb. Patrick Stevenson, I wasn't hacked. I hit the fucking mute button on accident. Yeah, I'm dummy. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I'm just a big old dummy. Anyway, y'all. Yeah, I'm a silly ass nigga. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that these things had mute buttons. I didn't know that you could hit the mute button on the live streams, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm in the streets moving. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not even gonna say that. No. I'm in downtown Atlanta, unfortunately. Bert tells me I need to vote. Are you talking to me? Yo, I'm probably not gonna vote, Bert. That's probably not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Y'all can vote. Y'all go ahead and do that. Y'all can go ahead and vote. Y'all can go ahead and submit to the system. I'm not doing it. And no one can shame me in the vote. No one can shame me because I already have the more logical reason for not voting than to vote. It's more logical to vote, to not vote. Bert can't give a good reason. There is no good reason to vote. Why I don't vote? Because, like I explained earlier, when you vote, you're submitting to the system. You are consenting to be governed. I don't want to consent to be governed. Some people do. And you know, some people want to be governed. Some people want to be ruled over. And that is your prerogative. You want people to tell you how to live. You want people to take money out of your paycheck every time you get paid to spend it on bullshit that you ain't got nothing to do with. That's your... Sound like some shooting going on. You want to clack. Woo, clack, clack. Oh boy. Downtown Atlanta, y'all. Y'all heard that? Clack, clack. Good old Atlanta. Good old Atlanta. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. Give me some water. Cool gear. I'm somewhere where I could not be shot from the street. They would have to come into this area to get to me. So coming from that way, I'm at an elevated position. And the only entrance is that way. And I have concealment right here. So I'm tactically sound right now. Jay with open eyes, it might not have been a nigga. It might have been you know, you never know who it could have been. It might have been a Venezuelan. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You never know. Of course I got the pipe. Of course I got the whistle. Of course I got the whistle. I stay with the whistle, yo. This is crazy. Not on the roof. I'm not on the roof, but I'm not on the street either. I was never locked up. I look like a victim. Thank you, Dead Micah. Didn't used to be like that? Yeah, I know. I know. Bert calls me a liar. I actually served in the military, my friend. That's where I did time. Never again. Never again. They do got some thick honeys out here. But them bitches likely to set you up before they give you that ass. And you got to make sure they bring a birth certificate. I want to see a birth certificate and the hospital records. I am built for it. 22. Right, you got to feed them first. Bitch, you got me fucked up. But Counter Spice did my anyway, y'all. Jay with open eyes said forward says all women will get you in a whole lot of ATL women will get you a whole lot of trouble. A lot of them burning up too. Ugh. Well, I'm glad I ain't gotta worry about that. I'm glad I ain't gotta worry about that. Who told me to go to war? I didn't go to war. Fortunately, I did not have to kill for this country. Fortunately. I ain't gonna get caught slipping. Trust me. Trust me. I know how they is out here, man. I know, especially at gas stations. That's what you don't want to get caught up at, no gas station. Buster says USA don't divert. I agree. The USA government doesn't deserve people to fight for them. The bankers do not deserve people to fight for them. Check out this book called All Wars Are Banker Wars. That's who you really fight. When you go to war, you are going to war for the bankers. Real shit. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off of this. David Kuhn says, how can you vote for a person that will absolutely 100% will make hyperinflation Harris? Yeah. Now, paranoia always be through the roof. When I had to stop at gas station at ATL, head is on a fucking swivel. Like, no, it's fuck Atlanta, bro. Like, real shit. Free energy is the key. Tesla discovered free energy. Nikola Tesla? He found a way to harness electricity from the air, from the ionosphere. And so they made him look crazy because, of course, you can't charge people for free energy that you can just harness out of the goddamn air. So they made him look nuts, and he died looking like an eccentric motherfucker. But he invented, well, he didn't invent, he discovered alternating current. Yes, he discovered alternating current. You have gun all over the states. Burr says, then why not vote? If he fought for this country, then at least give them peace of mind, even if it's a little in voting. Give who a peace of mind? No, I'm going to keep my peace of mind by not voting. Like I said, if y'all want to vote, y'all go ahead, man. Y'all go ahead and do that. I'm not voting. I'm not voting. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it to give anybody peace of mind. David said Tesla was a man. He indeed was. Capital gains tax on your house. Her policy, 25% if you're plus on the house. It's crazy. Capital gains tax on a house? What? If you sell the house, 25%. If you sell the house, that's wild. David says fools don't vote. I guess I'm a damn fool. Tesla also invented wireless. Well, yeah, he invented radio wave. I mean, he didn't invent radio waves. He discovered a way to project radio waves across great distances. And I've got this Italian cat stole the idea and got the patent. Stole the patent from him, and he got the credit for discovering that, like the first long range radio type shit. But he also had a way. He also discovered a way for wireless electricity, like 120 volt electricity, not small radio waves. King Ice says, as a former Democrat turned Republican from Chicago, Illinois, these 3 economy illegals is what turned me from voting for a Democrat. Hey, man. That's what's up. Not voting is dumber than voter for who you don't like. What? Not voting is dumber than voter for who you don't like. Okay, that's sense a lot to make. Connor Spice says that Tesla found old tech in study. Who's old tech? He invented everything except television. Television was invented by a 17-year-old Philo. He didn't. Okay, so he invented the AC motor. He invented the AC motor. And then a black man invented the incandescent light bulb. But he worked for Thomas Edison, and Thomas Edison basically used his idea to produce the incandescent light bulb. Jay with open eyes says his comment is dumber than either. Facts. If you bought the house, say 150 net worth, now worth 200,000 capital gains tax, you don't even have to sell it. That's crazy. So you don't have to sell the house? Is that what you're trying to tell me? She did grow up in Canada. Unrealized capital gains tax, bro. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to look into that. Because that's the problem. See, understand, they don't want you to be homeowners either, right? They don't want you to be homeowners. They don't want you to be landowners. It's kind of crazy. So Humphrey Davis did the first artificial light. Yeah, I'm talking about incandescent light bulb. I'm not talking about first artificial light. But yeah, that Humphrey Davis, yes. Yeah, Connor Spice, you will own nothing and be happy. I've been talking about that since they first brought that up during the Modelo 19 pandemic. It will gut home ownership. They're already gutting it, right? They're making it difficult to even rent. Imagine that. They're making it difficult to rent, and they're making it difficult. They're going to make it difficult for you to be a homeowner. And y'all don't even know about the changes they made in real estate in general, like for real estate agents. Real estate agents have been handcuffed. So as of August, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to find a real estate agent to help you buy a house. It's going to be very difficult. Connor Spice says I'm a real one. I appreciate that, man. They don't want us to own anything. They already told you what their goal was. Yeah, own nothing and be happy, 2030, for sure. Tesla said he figured out what the pyramids in Egypt were used for. Yes, they were power grids. So the pyramids in Egypt were basically power grids. And just so y'all know, the ancient Egyptians invented batteries using electroplating. Yes, but the quartz at the top of the pyramid would catch the sunlight at a certain angle, and it would power the pyramid. It's a power grid. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Home ownership has been like that for years. It has. It's getting worse. Now, if they're going to put capital gains tax on your house, just because it gains value and you don't even have to sell it. Yeah. Renting will go up. Yes, it will. Because landlord will get hit with capital gains. Exactly. Like, these motherfuckers don't understand the game, y'all. They don't understand the game. Look, this is the solution. Buy some land, right? Buy some land and put a motherfucking yurt on that bitch. Depending on where you live, you might have to get something a little more sturdier. But put a yurt, build a tiny home. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Already like that in Oregon. That's unfortunate. These motherfuckers. Y'all. They wilding out here. This shit is crazy. That was definitely closer. That was right on the fucking street, it seemed like. Yeah. Now it's further down. This shit is fucking crazy. All right, listen. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm getting the fuck out of here because my babies are in a fucking concert. I'm gonna call them and we're getting the fuck out of here. All right, so yeah. We're getting the fuck out of here. Fucking Atlanta. It's like, who they shooting at? Who the fuck are they shooting at? You just randomly shooting up down the street? This shit is crazy. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I am going to get my babies and I'm getting the fuck out of here. All right. I don't know. I might come back a little later, let y'all know it's all gravy. But yeah. I ain't playing around this motherfucker. All right, man. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna keep marching forward toward freedom. Jay, it's fucking wild. Fuck Atlanta. All right, peace.